Hello, and welcome to You Write, the podcast where creativity meets community.
I'm Matt.
And I'm Rachel.
Each week on You Write, we challenge our listeners to write a story in just 30 minutes, using 3 of 5 randomly generated words.
It's a fun and fast-paced exercise to spark your imagination and get those creative juices flowing.
We'll read your submissions, offer feedback, and discuss the unique twists and turns of each story.
Whether you're an aspiring author or just love a good tale, You Write is your place to explore the endless possibilities of storytelling.
So grab a toad, get comfy, and let's dive into this week's stories.
And remember, the only limit is your imagination and 30 minutes. Let's see what you got.
Yeah, and as many of you suspect, we are not doing just a standard episode today. Mm-hmm. Today's a special day.
This is
our first of the Get-to-know-Yule.
Oh, yes. Welcome to Get-to-know-Yule.
Yes, welcome. And everybody, please give me a hand in welcoming the Prismatics 19, also known as Jake, who is joining us here today. How are you, Jake?
Hey.
Oh, wow. Hi, guys.
Hi.
This is
Hi.
incredible.
Awesome. Yeah. We're glad to have you here with us, and thanks for making time to chat with us.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, it's no problem. I'm like I said, I work third shift. So this morning, when you guys said you could be available Saturday morning, I have Saturday night actually off. So I think the stars aligned and everything just kind of worked out.
Yay. Perfect. I have a question. Where do you work third shift for? What kind of job do you do?
So funny story about that. You remember the first story of mine that you guys read on the show was called Life on the Lot.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a story about a guy who works at a truck stop and is working the graveyard shift and has a guy mess up his car.
Oh, yeah.
And then commits bloody revenge.
I do remember that one. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was you.
So, yeah, pretty much. I didn't commit the bloody revenge part.
Oh, okay.
And I don't have my granddad's hammer. But I am a manager on the third shift of a travel stop like that.
Interesting. I bet you see some really interesting people at that time.
Oh, yeah. No, it's one of the most crazy things, especially you see crazy people in a truck stop no matter what. Mm-hmm. But being on the third shift of a truck stop is uniquely fucked.
Oh, sounds kind of exciting, honestly.
Oh my God. So I have one very good one I can clue you in on. So as a guy, I was up at the register for a little bit because I am a manager. I work both in the back and up at the register sometimes.
Okay.
And this guy walks in. He seems like a normal African-American gentleman, just kind of like walking up to pay for some stuff. And after he gets done with his transaction, he looks at me and he starts pointing to his temple and he says, "Do you know who King Chip is?" I say, "Well, no, I figure he's talking about like some independent rapper I've never heard of or some kind of musician that I've never, So I said, "No, who is King Chip?" And he goes, "I'm King Chip."
Oh.
And that kind of rocked me back my heels a little bit.
Okay.
Like you refer to yourself in the third person. That's unique. Mm-hmm. And then he talks about how King Chip has a chip, the titular chip, implanted in his head, and that they are beaming in messages from Joe Biden and the Democrats that are telling him that they don't like me.
Oh no!
And that he also has his attorney in his head, and his attorney also doesn't like me and says that I'm lying when I say that I don't know who King Chip is.
Oh wow!
Fascinating.
And he's just mean mugging me the entire time.
Oh man,
like
that sounds intense.
Samuel L. Jackson meme that you guys just talked about.
Oh yes,
he was doing? Wow.
Yeah, and eventually I just said, "Okay, well, have a good day, sir." Sometimes you just got to do that in those situations, and just kind of like close the book, shoo him away, and hopefully he just does go away.
Yeah. Nice.
And luckily he did. Yeah. I didn't get anything, crazy about it, but he went out the wrong side for when he came in. And I just had to give everybody a warning, like, hey, just so you know, King Chip is in the parking lot.
Yes.
Say you know him.
Exactly. Admit that you love him. King Chip. Okay, cool. Interesting.
That's fascinating. And I imagine working a job in a shift like that, is rather inspirational.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, especially with my weird diet of listening habits, I'm big into a lot of like story writing and stuff like that. So obviously, you guys I listen to a lot. The show Creepcast, which features like Wendigoon and Papa Meat. They read like Reddit stories
Oh, cool.
on there,
Mm-hmm.
and
Excellent.
that really is cool to have this like ambient like horror content. So that's kind of what I'm into. But also, there's stuff about like I listen to random music and like stuff about pro wrestling because that's another interest, and all these things sort of just like come together in the blanket of darkness and create a weird tapestry that is inside of my head.
That
Yeah.
that actually is not surprising, considering a lot of the stories that we get and just the kind of tone that you
yeah.
offer up. That actually explains a lot.
It really does.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, oh yeah. I figured it would.
Yeah.
Sounds like a very inspirational environment.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's a lot of time where I'm just kind of by myself with like a headphone in and listening to whatever I happen to want there, usually on Spotify, even though Spotify is the devil and doesn't pay people.
Yeah. Well, we
but,
won't get into that, but yeah.
Right.
No, this episode goes up on Spotify. We all love Spotify.
Yes.
Yeah. They don't host us, but we do use them. So.
Use them for all they're worth.
Right. Yes, I'll use them for sure. Oh, are you typically like by yourself? Like, is it just you and your thoughts, or do you have like coworkers that you're around at those wee hours?
Well, so our third shift crew is pretty small. We usually have like on a good day, we have 3 people that have to handle all the duties of the shift. And being one of the managers, I kind of have to bounce back and forth between doing my job and helping out my fellow man when they have issues, especially when they don't have the sort of like managerial cred or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm middle management. I'm not like anything like super high.
Okay.
But so I do have to sometimes go and like attend to their needs. But yeah, for like if it's a good night, I'm kind of by myself the entire night.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my version
just-
of a good day at work too. It's just kind of on my own. Yeah.
Mhm.
Here I
Like
go
my dad always
again.
says, "No news is good news."
Oh yeah.
Mm,
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I jump into a formal question?
Please go ahead.
Absolutely not. How dare you?
Oh no. Oh
I'm
no.
doing it. I'm doing it. Okay, Jake. When did you? At what age did you start writing / discover that you have a passion for writing?
Oh man. So, gosh, it would probably have to go back to when I kind of ties into my sort of like feeling of literature and being able to read because I was taught to read at a very young age.
Mm,
I think I could read like children's books by the age I was like 3
mhm.
because I have an uncle who's a big reader, and he was like, "No, this kid's going to be a reader. He's going to be intelligent, and I'm going to force it upon him."
Mhm.
Uh,
Good for your uncle.
Yeah. Yeah.
oh yeah, no, he's great. He's one of my, and also he's a gay man who lives in a very not okay with gay part of the country. So like all the respect goes out to him.
Mhm.
But he was like, "You are reading," and so I was reading kids' books by the time I was 3. I was reading. I mean, I think the first Harry Potter came out in '97. I want to say, and I read that when it came out, so I was like 5,
Okay.
and I loved it, and it kind of like stuck with me
Mhm.
through most of my young life was reading Harry Potter, and then really it came online when I was like I think 8 or 9 years old. My mom gave me a Stephen King book for some reason.
Oh, nuts.
Nice.
Nice.
And like I still have that copy of that book. It's Skeleton Crew. It's a collection of short stories.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and a good one too. Yeah.
Yeah, and she had me read the story Survivor Type,
Okay.
which is about a man who's deserted on an island and eats himself.
Eats himself. Dang.
Yes,
Okay.
like he has heroin with him. He's a drug mule, so he ends up just doing a bunch of heroin and cutting parts of his body off because he doesn't have any more food.
Dang. Does he
And-
survive?
It's left unclear. It's like a diary kind of thing,
Mhm.
and the last entry is him saying how he took off the fingers of his non-dominant hand and they taste just like lady fingers.
Oh my gosh.
Interesting.
It's
Yeah.
awesome.
At
And
8
so I
years
was reading
old.
that when I was like,
yeah.
at 8 or 9 years old.
Okay.
And from there, I just remember after that being like, oh, that feeling that this gave me, this like raw, like unfiltered, what in the world is this? That kind of spurred me into like, from there, I started younger with like just writing down versions of things that I'd seen, like, of like episodes of Beyond Belief, Fact or Fiction. Like I remember one episode of that, like Ring Toss is what it was called, and it was like I wrote it down and like gave it to my teacher to have her read it, not to read it to the class. She ended up reading it to the class, and then I would write like little short like stories from there on. It was just like that moment kind of kick started my love of writing, and from then on, I mean, I did get positive feedback from the people who did see it, and so it really is about just like finding something that you're like, oh, I like doing this and people seem to like it when I do this.
Yeah.
So why not just keep going with it?
Okay. So you started writing around the age of 8?
Yeah, somewhere in that
Okay.
range. I mean,
Wow.
it's childhood, so it's all kind of nebulous.
Right. No, totally. I get that.
Wow, that's awesome. And you
Yeah.
stuck with it even from such a young age.
For the most part, yes. There was sort of a time in my life, I'd say like most of my 20s, where I wasn't reading very much, if at all. I was kind of, focused on living and like making a relationship and making a marriage work.
Right.
That I would write the occasional thing that was just like, I don't know, just like kicking the tires on your bike. It wasn't like taking it out for a ride.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And, but then for some reason, I think it was during the pandemic, I started reading a lot again, just by like picking up a few books that I had laying around the house and being like, okay, I need to read one of these. I really loved Misery by Stephen King. I'm going to read that again.
Yeah.
Because I remember it being really good. And
so good.
So good.
So
Yeah.
good. Okay, nice.
for a while, that was my favorite book, period.
I get that. Yeah, I really get that.
Yeah.
The kind of meta nature of the story and the fan, like the Uber fan,
Yeah.
and the story that's being told within the story. Yeah, so cool. So cool.
Well, and there's a big section of Misery that is Paul thinking and talking about a game he's playing as a kid called Can You? Where like they sit in a ring and they tell stories to each other and they have to be like, okay, Paul, can you? And when I read that, when I hadn't read in a while and I hadn't written anything in a while, it just kind of like, huh.
Kind of spurred
Like,
you
I should
on.
really-
Yeah.
Yeah, I should really be reading more because I used to love to read so
yeah.
much. I read voraciously.
Oh, yeah. And that kind of goes back to what Stephen King says on writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Where he's like, the number one thing that you can do to become a writer is to read.
Yeah.
So
always be reading.
always be reading. Like you have to get that inspiration.
Yeah.
100%. But I will say, like, I started that was just like spurring me on to read more. I wasn't back into writing yet.
Yeah.
What really got me back into writing, and I'm being 100% honest here, I'm not just like blowing smoke, was I was listening to an episode of Kingslingers, and they shouted you guys out at the end of it.
I remember that.
Like
that was real early for us. Yeah.
Yeah, they said like our friends Matt and Rachel are starting this podcast called You Write, where they have people participate and write in stories. And I was like, that's a really neat idea. And so I went and I listened to a couple episodes, liked what I heard. I was going to write for the week before I actually started writing for you, but I got cold feet and chickened out. Because it had been so long since I had been a writer. And then the next week after that, I did my first story about the old man and his wife.
Yeah. Last Will. Yeah. That story stuck
after
with
all,
me.
she was dead.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
After all.
And that was the first thing I had really written, like, seriously, with intention for a very long time.
Wow. So
that's awesome.
You're saying that we inspired you, and you're saying that Kingslinger considers us friends?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, and actually, I don't know if you're familiar, but Maura Didamil, who submits every once in a while, that's actually Matt Freeman from that podcast.
Oh, Oh.
Yeah, so he's been with us a couple times.
Wait.
I didn't know that was him.
Yeah.
No fucking way.
Yeah, that's Matt Freeman.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Yeah, he's the progenitor for they did So-Called Writers.
Mhm.
And it was him and his brother, I think, but I've listened to a couple of their episodes. They were really methodical about it. Like the words they would use were just nouns and a means of just trying to inspire like these objects in the writing itself. But then they did just a handful of episodes. But then Alexandra and Jarvis picked it up with Do the Right Thing.
Yes.
And that's where like myself and I know Walker came in and Nick, you were over there at Do the Right Thing.
Yeah.
And
me.
so, yeah. And Rachel was there, but then they went on hiatus.
I remember you guys talking about that one time.
Yeah. So they do have some excellent episodes. Just going back and listening, it's nice to catch up on some of those old stories.
Yeah.
But they were certainly the inspiration for us to take it on because we missed it. We missed submitting and writing and having people see writing.
Totally.
So we were just glad we could offer that back. So,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, no, it's great. You guys provide a valuable service.
That's
Yay,
awesome.
That's so awesome. We like to feel important.
And vindicated.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, especially in today's world where online, it's all, a lot of it's just like social media grayness.
Yeah. Trash.
Like having a community that really feels like you are seen for your individual merits.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And earn your place in it, so to speak.
Yes.
You know, like you have to stick with it.
It's a meritocracy, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. You're a ruthless dictator, and we all fear you.
Exactly.
Yeah, that sounds like
As
us.
it should be.
Yeah.
Matt, did you have
abomination.
Next question?
Yeah, so I just wanted to jump in. You had mentioned Last Will, A Testament, that being the first story that you submitted to us. Just you've really shown us, and you've kind of explained your inspiration behind this, getting Stephen King one of your early inspirations. But what is it about that tone, that horror style, that fear, that dread? What is it about that keeps you coming back to that as a tone that you seek out?
Mm-hmm.
So I've done a lot of thinking about this, and I think the best way I can explain it is I once heard like somebody on a YouTube video describe horror as the genre of fantasy but made in real life. And I don't agree with that wholeheartedly, but what I do agree with is that horror is drama with a physical, usually a tangible threat, instead of just like our relationship might end or we might not be friends anymore. Instead, you can manifest a lot of those feelings and those truths and those uncomfortabilities into the monster that you're using or the villain of the piece. You can kind of mold what your story is almost entirely by how you're designing your monster and what you want that villain and what you want that villain to represent.
Yeah.
And you know, there are like 5 kinds of conflict in writing or whatever. There's like character against time, character against self, whatever. That's all technical jargon that you don't need to really know. What you really need to know is what's going on and does it make sense, at least to me.
Yeah.
Because when I'm in the middle of writing and I'm like getting after it, I'm not sitting there thinking like, oh, well, I need to express this theme here. I need to move the symbolism in here. I'm not really getting into it like that. And I'm getting back to horror at some point, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it doesn't like, I don't think necessarily that I would consider myself like a, you know, total pantser of a writer where I don't think at all about my story and I go into it. But those themes are always just kind of like lurking in the back. They're up in there in the attic, and it's just easy for me to tap into those themes while I'm in that flow state of writing. And a lot of times when I'm in that flow state, it just tends to work out to be horrific.
Oh, okay. Wait, I want to piggyback on that question because I had a question, but you kind of just addressed it. And you've mentioned where you get your inspiration. A lot is from your job, not all, of course, but a lot. So with your story ideas, do they usually just come to you, or do you ever have to work to come up with them? Do you ever have to like sit down and be like, all right, I've got to come up with an idea, or are they always just there?
So there are times where I can sort of just like try to manifest an idea. Those usually don't work out as well. A couple of the flop episodes or flop stories that I had on You Right
Mm-hmm.
were ones that I consider flops. Were ones like those where I was kind of like, okay, it's like Tuesday night, Jake. You need to come up with an idea.
Yeah.
And not only do you need to come up with an idea, you need to like write it at work.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it's trying to think how to phrase it.
Maybe
Like,
like you're forcing it a little bit rather than just letting inspiration come.
Yeah. But then but then there are some times where like I'll just get like a little spark of something,
Mm-hmm.
and that'll be enough for me to be like, okay, that's what I need to run with in my
Mhm.
head before I get to writing down. And a lot of times I'll have like a general outline of like at least like a character and something that would maybe justify me getting to that idea that I had.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so
Like,
it's
for example,
for you, it's more about tuning into what is actually in your head and just like being able to listen to that and run with it.
yeah,
Okay.
like I get what I call the heat. For some reason, that's what it feels like to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like an example, I remember a moment. It was actually for that story that I mentioned earlier, Life on the Lot.
Mm-hmm.
I was having a hard time coming up with an idea for it, and it was still a few days before, so I wasn't in panic mode. But there are like sometimes my wife will look at the words and she'll just be like, I get this image in my head. And that time I was like, okay, honey, I'm going to tell you these words. And it was, you know, whatever, like financial, inheritance, professional, something like that. Those were the words that she tuned into. And
Mm-hmm.
she said, well, maybe you should write about something like somebody inheriting money. And that just clicked with something in my head where like I zeroed in and like the line that made the story for me just appeared in the ether. And it was just one sentence. And it was I inherited something else from my granddad. I inherited his hammer.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so I tuned into that.
Okay.
And then from there it piggybacked into, well, what is the hammer used for? Obviously some kind of grotesque physical violence, or else it wouldn't be fun.
Right,
Obviously.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then I tuned into something that really happened in my life
Mhm.
where we had a creepy guy at my store,
Mhm.
and I asked him politely to leave because he was like following one of my girls around.
Ooh.
Not my girls, but they're my
Right.
coworkers.
Yeah.
I'm the only guy on the shift. I call them my girls.
Okay.
He was following one of my girls around, and she didn't know him, and she wasn't friends with him, and it was weird. And so I
Yeah.
asked him, "Hey, you can't loiter around and talk to people all night. You need to get your stuff and leave, sir."
Mm-hmm.
And the mistake I made was he saw me go out to have a cigarette uh, before he left.
Ooh.
And I come back inside, and he goes across my car and just keys the ever loving hell out of it.
Oh.
Oh shit.
Like he goes down from like the headlight all the way to the tail light and back again 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
What
With a key.
bitch.
Little punk
Yeah.
ass.
Seriously.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And then he leaves, and I get mad when I see it. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
wish I could have done the things in the story.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
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 But so I take, I had the real life thing of this guy doing this to my car, and then I had that sentence I inherited something from granddad. I inherited his hammer,
Mm-hmm.
and those two things just kind of like meshed together. And then I sat down. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna write a story about a guy who, has his car messed up, and he kills a guy in the back of the lot.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
Great.
that's really all it came down to.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it just like
That rage
I started
fantasy.
with those.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
I started with those two things.
Yeah.
And just kind of like sent it.
Yeah. I love it. Excellent.
Yeah, wonderful. And it's those types of genuine inspiration moments that seem grounded and rooted in real life experiences and emotions that seem the most real.
Yeah.
And you mentioned Life on the Lot. That is one that has stuck with me, as well as your first story. There's just several of your submissions that have just such memorable qualities about them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Kind of moving into a few others that really stood out to me. The loneliest man in the world, pretty recent one about the stand-up comedian,
Oh,
the
my
really
God.
bad stand-up
Oh,
comedian.
that poor guy.
That is such
I
a
just read that to my wife.
that is such a quality story because I feel like it's doing such great work balancing comedy
Yeah.
and horror,
Yeah.
which is such a line to walk and a difficult one. But I think you just did wonderfully with that. So I wanted to kind of get your thoughts on how you approached a story like that one. And I'm going to just kind of offer up as well the sad death of Diego Romero, which was about the bad porno director and his chasing that artistic shot, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Those are two
Right.
very exceptionally unique stories to me. So I wanted to kind of get your take on those two.
Right on. So we'll start with the first one. With that story, I'm trying to go back to it now. The hardest part was just writing the jokes
Okay. Yeah.
to me because I'm, I think of myself as like a funny guy, kind of. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
We think you're funny.
Yeah. We're having a great time.
Yeah.
I like anti-humor to a great extent. And so like I wanted to think of ones that were like, because you can make a joke about some books and get a laugh out of an audience, but I want to make something that was like so focused that it just like would kill a room. It's like a fart in an elevator. No one wants to have it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ew.
And yeah. So by the way, you guys, you were all confused about that, like that joke about Starbucks and the white whale in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Starbuck is a character in Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I knew that Starbuck was a character in Moby Dick, but I still didn't.
It just didn't
Yeah,
register.
I mean-
That's how bad the joke was.
It was a terrible joke. Horrible. I felt bad writing it down.
It's wonderful.
Okay. Well, as long as you felt bad about it.
Yeah. And then the rest of that, like, it's all just, I had the idea of like, how do I make a stand-up comedian story funny? Or funny, but also, how do I make stand-up comedy something that's inherently funny and be not funny and actually be horrifying?
Yeah.
Could I do
Yeah.
it?
Mhm.
And I thought, well, what would be my worst feeling if I was up there doing it? It would be getting on it and absolutely just bombing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you captured that beautifully.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
It's so bad.
We've all had those moments where we're trying to make a joke and it just does not land.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so if I took that and tried to like distill it into a feeling in a story, and I feel like I got there, kind of. The whole part with the anxiety, that's also just a thing about me. I have kind of performance anxiety. I wanted to be in theater when I was in like high school and stuff like that, but I felt everybody would make fun of me, so I didn't do it, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so those two things kind of meshed into what became the loneliest man in the world, because I thought that being in that situation where nobody's doing the thing that you want them to do, in fact, they're doing the exact opposite, you would feel like the loneliest man in the world. You would feel like nobody would ever want to talk to you ever again.
Yeah.
It would kill your spirit in some kind of vital way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Man,
And then-
again, just capturing that balance between that comedy and then that anxiety and that spirit destruction, like you
Yeah.
mentioned, like that. That's, again, such a fine line to walk. And I think you did an excellent job with that, with this particular entry.
That was very good.
I mean, I do what I can. And then Diego Romero, that was one that I came up with at work, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think I intended writing it as trying to be like just an interesting character piece about a porno director.
Mm-hmm.
and like one of those real like sleaze bag porno directors,
Mm-hmm.
like somebody who it's not, the movies that they make don't appear to be anything more than like the lowest class of the industry,
Yeah.
but he takes it as like high art, and that contrast between what is reality and what the ambition is,
Mm-hmm.
and how those two things clash when you have somebody who is so desperate for this art, for this cinema, that he does something really stupid, like filming on the side of an oil rig during a storm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and it
Mhm.
like really like all like the wording that I use, the symbolism, the metaphors. I tend to write more direct, so I don't do a lot of metaphor simile stuff for the most part, I think.
Mhm.
Um, but like all that stuff, if I do it, it's on the cuff. Like I have just kind of like a worm of a thing, which is like sleazy porno producer, or going back to the other story, like a guy on stage bombing,
Mhm.
and I just let it blossom more or less from my own feelings and experiences, more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's excellent. And the fact that it's just a small little kernel of an idea and just seeing where it leads you.
Yeah.
Because there was some really interesting, what I thought, themes with Diego Romero, and it also led us to what I thought was an interesting discussion of the narrator in
Mhm.
that one, because there was such a color that the narrator offered in
Oh,
the
yeah.
sad death of Diego Romero. Kept
Yeah.
calling him an idiot,
Right.
and this, and it seems like Diego's just doing everything in his power to add artistic quality to, as you mentioned, like an industry that is otherwise not viewed as artistic at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just added such, there were so many layers to it that on a first read you wouldn't just think like, oh, this is a kind of simple story about
Mhm.
an idiot,
Mhm.
but you look just a little bit deeper and there's something there. There's something interesting there.
Yeah. There's
about
kind of a because of the tone of the narrator.
Yeah.
There's kind of, it's almost like, are we making like a statement of some kind?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, so funny thing about that tone that you're talking about, the narrator,
Mhm.
like it came out more in that way than I thought it was going to.
Okay.
It was an accident, sort of, that it came out to be like you guys took some kind of like super deep meaning in it. 'Cause
Yeah.
when I was
Yeah.
writing it,
Uh-huh.
all I felt was like I'm just writing about this guy, and
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily writing how I would describe him, but how like some objective they was like
Mhm.
being very frank and being just really direct about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like not flowery and not the stuff, and just describing this guy who is like an art show snob who makes bad pornography.
Mm-hmm. So maybe it was some of your own personal feelings about that industry were kind of coming through there subconsciously.
Possibly.
Yeah, I mean, possibly.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just kind of like I got into the flow state, and
Mm-hmm.
The heat.
things.
The
Yeah.
heat, yes.
Yeah, the heat happened, and it just kind of like went, and I guess I was meaner than I thought.
We were
And
all trying to
I thought I was
assign
being a
meaning
little
to
more.
it.
Well, yeah, and that,
Yeah, I don't know.
again, that's just fascinating to me, like hearing like
Mhm.
how you came to it
Yeah.
and what we took away from it. There's always that kind of disconnect between what the author intends and what the reader perceives.
Right, totally.
And
Yeah,
just,
for sure.
yeah, it's
Just like in any art form.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think the last person who can tell you what something is about is the person who wrote it.
that is
Yeah.
so true. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
true.
I
That's
think
true.
it's all dependent on who's reading it and what experiences they've had that have led them to how they feel and what they read into it,
Yeah,
Mhm.
absolutely.
Okay, so I have a question.
I have an answer.
Oh, great. Okay, so you've kind of touched on this somewhat, but how often do you get writer's block? Do you get writer's block? And if so, how do you overcome it?
Oh man. Yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Most of the time that's why I end up posting my stories so late as I do.
Hmm.
Um is because I'm toiling with an idea and trying to see if there's more to it
Mhm.
for so long that I get sort of like an option paralysis in a way.
Yeah.
And then eventually it gets to the heat of the moment and, like, well, I got to do this. So I got to do it.
Hmm.
And I just kind of like get into it. And like, I start like chipping away in the half an hour, you know, it's like chopping down a tree with just an axe. Like you have to take a few swings to start with it. And then eventually you get to the point where you have a tree tipping over and then the story just kind of like goes from there.
Yeah, I like that analogy. That's really good.
Yeah, that kind of makes the deadline, like it helps just make you make a decision just by having a deadline.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, I was a serial procrastinator through most of my academic career.
Yeah.
And I, for some reason, find I work best under like a time constraint.
Same.
Yeah.
If there's not a time constraint, I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
or I'll do it, but I'll perform much better for some reason in that time constraint because I know it's like my only shot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I totally get that. I just really like the idea of the tree analogy because it's like the first few swings take a lot of effort and you're like, am I even actually doing anything? But then after you
Right.
do those hard swings, then it does gain momentum and it's like a tree tipping and then the story just kind of takes itself.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's 100% it
Yeah, I like
for
that.
me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have some tendencies here. I say tendencies. There were a couple entries that you sent us that were poetic. The Forever Man being one that I think of off the top of my head. What is your relationship with poetry?
Adore poetry.
Mhm.
It was something I right after I started writing short stories. For some reason, I started getting into writing like very rudimentary poems. A lot of it was very bad.
Mhm.
Just because I was writing it, I was like 13 years old, and I'm writing about a crush I have on a girl.
Oh, that's cute.
That is. Got to
Yeah,
start
but
somewhere.
yeah. And then I got into a point in college where I was like writing just kind of abstract, non-rhyming poetry that
Mhm.
was very syllable based and very like about what just I was seeing in the world. Like I had one called Red Light, where like it was just talking about me waiting at a red light, and like it was like, oh man, it was so bad.
Mhm.
But like I was already interested, and then I took a class in college that was like Introduction to Poetry, and we got into like the mechanics of poetry
Mm-hmm.
and the different types of poems and the different syllable counts and the different, I don't know, it's like all the things you can do with the form. And then I started reading more poets. It seems like, hey, big thing here. If you like writing something, try reading more of it. It will
Right.
help.
Exactly.
But I got into William Carlos Williams,
Oh yeah.
and I can't remember his name. He was the poet laureate for Bill Clinton. I can't remember his name, but he has a poem called Lanyards that I really liked.
Well, I'm
Billy
sorry.
Graham.
What was it called?
Lanyards.
Lanyards.
Oh.
Mhm.
It's about making lanyards at summer camp, and about being a mother. And it's like, you gave birth to them, or you gave birth to me. You did this, you did that, and you took care of me and mended my broken wounds. And
Mhm.
I made you a lanyard. It's like, it's a very like downplaying like how much of a thankless job being a parent / mother is.
Yeah.
Could it be Billy
one of my-
Collins?
Billy Collins. Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Love Billy Collins. I got in some of the classical poets. Like I've always been a big Edgar Allan Poe fan.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
Um,
Same.
like I have Annabelle Lee memorized
Mm.
because I did it for a speech class one time, in front of the room, and so you had to have it memorized for that.
Mhm.
And then I have several lines from The Raven and Samuel Taylor Coleridge.
Oh, Coleridge. Yes. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, his poem Kubla Khan is, I think, might be my favorite of all time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
In Xanadu did Kubla Khan a stately pleasure dome decree, where Alph the sacred river ran through caverns measureless to man onto a sleepless sea,
Mhm.
something like that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
But yeah, I love poetry. It has like it's another constraint essentially. It's
Yeah.
another thing that you can like okay, you're going to put this against me.
Hmm.
How do I succeed within this boundary?
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah. And the
I
constraints really
I
do breed
like the
creativity.
constraints so much.
Yeah.
I need constraints, like whether it be time constraints, meter constraints, word constraints. I need constraints.
Yeah, something to work inside of.
Exactly.
Otherwise, like you mentioned, the option paralysis
Yes.
just takes over, and it's like, well, you can't even decide on a tense to tell a story in.
Right.
So yeah, I understand that.
That's one thing that I
No.
appreciate about this podcast is it is providing constraints within which we can flourish.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, because the biggest constraint is, I would say, the time limit.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And once you set down in that time limit intending to write a story, you're kind of like, well, now I'm doing it. I have to do it.
Right.
So the big decision is whether or not you're doing it. Once you get past that and you get into actually doing it, you kind of just have to, go and, maybe think about it later.
For sure.
But the constraint kind of takes away some of the opportunity for an indecision to happen.
Exactly. You gotta just gotta do it. You just gotta send it.
Yeah, no, and that's what I like about constraints when it
Mhm.
comes to writing
Mhm.
sometimes. And it comes to a lot of things, but really the writing is a big one for me because I like being able to being given a patchwork or not a patchwork, being given a constraint and like a ring I can play in and being like, you can do whatever you want in here,
Mhm.
but it has to fit within this.
Right. Yeah.
There's something about it that just kind of gets me into a flow state better than anything else.
Same. I love that.
Yeah. It's just the smallest thing to spur you on to do anything, really.
Right.
And it's kind of freeing in that way, at least in my experience. Like whenever I first came to do the right thing, it was just so liberating to think oh, so long as I just do this, I can just write whatever.
Right.
And for whatever reason, that just opens up possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
I can't quite explain what it is about that limitation that really sparks creativity.
I think it is what Jake mentioned about eliminating or helping to eliminate decision paralysis.
Yeah. Yeah, and just giving you something to work inside of. Yeah, I'm glad that's carrying through because that was very helpful for me. I know.
For sure.
Yeah, no, it's like this comedian, like Kyle Kinane. He talks about how if you really want your child to succeed at something and they have a dream, you should shit on it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't be 100% super supportive parents because that's going to make your kid go, oh, great, this is something my mom and dad like. Ugh.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah.
It's in that same vein. Like I have to have something working against me in order for it to be more impactful.
Something to push against.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, fight the powers.
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
Matt and Rachel.
We need that. Hell yeah. That's what we are. We need that opposition.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Like it. I like it so much.
Gosh, you guys, I love this conversation.
Yeah, this is great.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, I actually was curious. Pisces, that was back episode 16, I want to say. I believe you had mentioned that you were going to continue working on this story.
Yeah.
And I was just curious if you've ever had a chance to continue that.
Yes and no. Like I haven't been doing a lot of the physical writing of it, but I've been collecting ideas for it.
Gotcha.
I've been I have a notes document in my phone where I've just been putting these things in, and it's like one of those things that's honestly with my recent story Husk, it's something that I've had with me for a long time. Pisces / what would eventually be called would be the welding of Ava Lee. Is a story that has been with me for a while, and it's one that I'm carrying on. And I have a few stories like that where they're just kind of on a burner, simmering low, and waiting for me to pick them up and start really engaging with them.
Yeah. Because you submitted a couple others in that Ava and the Welder is what I have it labeled here. Pain is my love language and anxious encapsulation. I see both of those here.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's awesome. And in your opinion, which would you rather write? Do you prefer writing the short stories that begin and end inside of just the text that you submit to us, or do you like the ones that are more episodic, like chapter stories, the longer form stories? Which do you prefer to write?
Well, honestly, before this recent Novelvember that we
Mhm.
had,
Yes.
I probably would have said just the self-contained short stories,
Mhm.
because that's something I've always had a big passion for, is like short form fiction,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and having that be, it was one of the first things that got me really into like, the genre that I like and stuff like that with that short story collection by Stephen King.
Mhm.
But writing Husk, I had for most of it like such a good time, like actually connecting the dots that I had already pre-planned and laid out, and it didn't come out exactly how I wanted it, but that really changed a lot of my outlook, just being like the longest thing I've completed, you know, full stop,
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's
in a
awesome.
long, long, long time.
Yeah, because that's one thing. Whenever we ask to just write short stories, it feels a little limiting after a while.
Mhm.
And so I really like the idea of opening up, spending a whole month on one story. So
Novelvember.
Novelvember,
Mhm.
yeah. And honestly, without us continuing into doing short stories in December, my hope is that people will continue to work on those stories,
Yeah.
refine them, edit them, and
Oh, yeah.
continue to just bring them to us. Like, hey, look, remember this? Like, I changed this. You know?
Yes.
So that's kind of my hope for this month is like, just because we're not asking for stories doesn't mean you can't keep working on them.
Totally.
So
I know I plan to
I'm
continue on my
same. Yeah.
long work.
doing that too. I'm letting it do the editing, like sit right now.
Mhm.
I'm gonna let it sit for like, probably like a week,
Mhm.
and then get back into it and like edit it, cut out things I don't like, probably add in a few scenes that I wanted to add in general,
Yeah.
fine tune it a little bit, that kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, that's great to hear.
Yeah.
And just so you know, and for everybody else listening, we are hanging out in the You Write Discord having this conversation. So this is something I plan on keeping active for all of you guys for Novelvember and as other people come to the podcast. So this might be a good place for sharing those continuations that aren't necessarily part of the podcast, the daily podcast or weekly releases. So I'm planning on keeping this active for you guys. So
Great.
It's wonderful here.
it's very
Is
quiet
it
at the moment.
cozy?
Yeah.
There are so many different like text channels and stuff. They got like ideas and feedback and like episodes and like stories.
So you love Discord? Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I love Discord. It's a great format
Mhm.
and an excellent source for people to spend time and talk to each other in.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what are the questions you got?
I have a question which is not really related to writing, which is just what do you do in your spare time whenever you're not writing and obviously not working because not spare time?
No, of course not.
Right.
I do musical things on occasion.
Awesome.
Not as much as I would like.
Okay.
But I know I told myself I need to learn how to play the drums, and I have an electric drum kit, and I'm going to get to it one day.
Mm-hmm.
But most of the time, if I'm playing anything, it's some kind of guitar based instrument. I have bass and acoustic and electric guitars.
Yeah.
On top of that, I like playing video games.
Video games. Mm-hmm.
What are you playing right now?
Right now, I'm going through Hollow Knight again.
Oh man, that's been on my list. Cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
because I just got done beating the sequel Silk Song
Okay.
Silk Song.
that just came out.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So you're what we would call a gamer.
Oh, don't talk to me like that, Rachel.
Okay. Okay.
No, I mean Yeah, I'm a gamer.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I thought. That's
Just
what
a
I thought.
gamer guy.
All right. I mean, it's a thing that a lot of people love to do. So
Yeah, I do.
yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm not judging.
You
anybody.
need to stop being so judgmental.
Not judging anybody.
Yes,
Oh
Matt,
my
let's gang
God.
up on the one woman here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's so
come on.
messed up. Oh my God. It's fine. I'm used to
Patriarchy
it.
forever.
I'm used to it. Yeah.
Well, I'm going to get into our listener submitted questions
Okay.
from Walker. We have using all of our vocab words. When you march down the wire on posting a story to the Reddit interface, what rituals do you have while writing? Timers, music playing, total silence. What gets you in the space to solve the ultimate question? What do I have to say?
Well written,
So
Walker.
Very well written.
Mhm.
Of course, he had to throw all of the words in.
Of course, yeah, for
Yeah.
all the bonus points.
When you march down the wire. That's
Walker
funny.
is nothing but an overachiever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My rituals usually just include getting into my comfortable space, which changes day to day. Lately, it's more been my couch in my living room. But I do have what I'm on right now is my family's ancestral desk in my kind of like my room, so to speak, my room of the house. Getting somewhere comfortable where I can feel the energy flowing, getting in the right headspace, so to speak. And then I might put on what helps me sometimes is like alpha or beta waves, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like something like slow and rhythmic and not quite something you need to like pay attention to.
Yeah.
If I'm writing, I tend to get like squirrel brained real easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I have to like either have that kind of stuff where it's like not something I need to listen to, or it needs to be like completely silent.
Okay.
Like I'm one of those guys.
So you do not work well with distractions.
Not really, no. I think I probably have some kind of undiagnosed like ADD or ADHD. Who knows? I've never been to a psychiatrist.
Yeah, we all do. It's fine.
Yeah, I think pretty much everybody in this day and age, we all do.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just par for the course now. So I think if I have like something that is going to like take my attention away for more than like a microsecond,
Mhm.
then I have to have it gone.
Are you typically writing on a computer or like handwriting?
I do pretty much exclusively on my laptop. Now I actually just got a new laptop that was better than our old laptop because that one doesn't have a microphone or a camera anymore. So I had to set up all this stuff. But it's also lagging terribly when I write.
Oh,
Oh.
I'll type a sentence and then it'll take like 2 or 3 seconds for that
What the
sentence to start
hell?
writing.
unacceptable.
Unacceptable.
Get an electric typewriter.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
But luckily, my father-in-law, he's like a friend of the family, whatever. But he had a spare Chromebook
Oh, nice.
that somebody gave him that he was able to give to me. And it, so now I have access to Google Docs on the laptop real easy. And I'm probably going to stick to exclusively writing in Google Docs because I like the format.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love Google Docs. Google Docs is my preferred format for sure.
I am indifferent. I like any of them. None of them have like my full faith. I just pick one.
Mhm.
As a matter of fact, I have stories scattered across 4 different word processors, I think, including like my notes app and everything. So I am unfair.
The big thing for me about Google Docs is the ease of transferability.
Yeah.
Because I can go from I'll actually do a lot of writing on my phone, especially with some of those stories I had to come up with at work on my lunch break. So I'll do Google Docs on my phone to start writing. Once I found out about that, that's what I'm going to use exclusively because I can go from that to if I don't finish something or I don't have time to finish something, I can pick it up and finish my time on my laptop later,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I love about Google Docs is that I can access it anywhere on anything.
Yeah, it's what we use for our whenever we will actually copy paste the stories from the Reddits into a Google Doc so that we can have kind of some shared notes to discuss while we're on the episode. So yeah, we use it every week for sure.
We do. We love it.
All right,
cool.
our
Thanks
next
for letting us all in on the secret.
Oh, yeah. Welcome behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
So our next question from Steve is actually, what's the story with your Reddit name?
Oh, Prismatics 19.
Yeah.
That is just a couple of deep cut Stephen King things from two of my favorite Stephen King stories.
19, of course. Yes.
Yeah, 19 is the Dark Tower. Is and then the Prismatics are what a character in Revival. The Revival. Have either of you read Revival?
No. Haven't. No,
Okay.
I haven't.
I have not.
It's excellent. It's more of a life story than anything, but it's deeply, deeply good and chilling to the bone at the end. There's something that happens to multiple characters in the story where they get these things coming on, like they'll feel a feeling coming on. And with our main character, it's like a sound based thing, but with another character, he has this, like, he says it's like a kaleidoscope starts going over the world in his eyes, and everything looks like glassy and sort of like unrealistic and like pained. And he calls it the Prismatics.
Okay.
Fascinating.
And at the time of joining You Write, because I created my Reddit for You Write, I was just like, Revival was my favorite book, and I just like, I like the word prismatics. You don't hear it very often.
It is a very cool word. I really like it.
Yeah.
Well, I know you guys said so the first time you talked about me.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
I don't even remember.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay.
Well, yeah, like the first thing Rachel said to me said about me on the show was like, "That's such a cool name."
Well, apparently I still feel that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm touched.
Yeah. Prismatics. I like it.
All right. The next question we have here from Richie, a series of questions. First is, who is your favorite Ninja Turtle and why is it Venus de Milo from the next mutation?
Not Venus de Milo. No, Venus de Milo.
Oh.
It's Raphael.
Raphael?
Raphael.
He's
solid.
my second favorite.
Who's the favorite?
Michelangelo.
He's number one. He's super moody and
Angelo
vulnerable.
is my favorite because he's like the party one. He's the pizza one, you know?
Oh no, man! I always found him kind of annoying.
I love him.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
What is your perfect Sunday? And pick your spelling.
Well, my perfect Sunday AE, it doesn't really exist anymore because I developed a lactose intolerance over the past year.
No.
Oh, nuts.
Sad.
So it would probably be like coconut ice cream or coconut milk ice cream with, like Sanders fudge, which is a thing. I don't know if it's everywhere. It might be like a local thing.
I don't know, but it sounds good.
Oh yeah, no, it's like deep, rich, like dark chocolate hot fudge. Homemade whipped cream, maybe a drizzle of peanut butter.
Yum.
And then my perfect Sunday, as in like the day of the week, probably just like, I don't know, hanging out with my wife for a little while, playing a few board games. Yeah, I know. I heard the gas, Matthew. Yeah, we've had that discussion on the Reddit.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. Oh, by the way, we bought Cubitos. I think I mentioned that.
Cool.
You had recommended that game. It is a household favorite. We got the expansion for up to 6 players. We 3D printed the organizer for all of it. Oh, it's sick.
No way.
Yeah, it's awesome. That
is so cool.
Yeah, that game's amazing.
I love Cubitos. It's like, it's definitely like, since I got it for my birthday, it's become like my favorite board game.
It's pretty rad. Everybody loves just rolling all the dice. It's so satisfying. Yeah.
I don't know. Have I played that one?
Actually, probably not. It's a pretty recent addition.
Okay. Because I remember rolling dice in a 3D printed thing that you made.
Oh, that was just dice in a dice tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, the 3D printed things are the storage for this one.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's this they're all little cubes.
Okay.
Weren't those cardboard boxes that came with it so chintzy and cheap?
Yeah, but they got to do something. They just got to get the game in front of people without it being like crazy expensive. So I can forgive them. But yes, super cheap.
Like, just make your game cost like $10 more and put in something quality.
Yeah,
that's what I say.
Yeah. So
playing some board games with my wife and just like probably a nap in there somewhere. Maybe watching one of my favorite movies like I don't know, like Old Boy or The Big Lebowski.
Oh, right on.
Amen on the nap, by the way.
No. You and I.
totally agree with you on
A
that.
hard no on naps.
Naps are
Hard, yes.
manna from heaven.
Yes, exactly. Ambrosia.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime I take a nap, I wake up more tired than whenever I laid down for one. So nope,
Yes.
won't do it.
I remember
You're
that
not
about you.
dedicated to it.
Okay.
You commit yourself fully to the power of the nap.
You do. You have to commit to the bit or it's not going to work. Can't half-ass it.
No, whole asset.
You got a whole ass it.
Just stick the whole ass in there.
The whole ass has to be in there.
Put your whole Matussi into it.
Oh, well, maybe I'll try it again one day, but not this day.
But on that day that you do try it, you've got to commit.
Right.
Yeah.
Peer pressure.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll see. I'll let you guys know. So.
Okay.
So Richie has a more serious question. You write a lot of really effective stuff that feels really realistically grounded in anger, rage, or fear. It always feels lived in and raw in how you write it, and it feels really authentic. Is that a tone you try to put down, or does it just kind of happen organically?
Oh, man. Good question. That just comes from my brain.
Okay.
So that would mean it happens organically.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of inherent in the genre of horror, which I tend to mingle in most of the time, is some kind of fear or aggression in a way. But no, especially like within my family, it's a well-known thing that we all have extremely bad tempers.
Oh.
And I have done a lot of work to kind of tamper mine down. But it still kind of escapes every once in a while. So the rage and the anger part, a lot of times that gets more into the frustrations that I have with like myself and like my inward reflection about myself. And that just kind of like comes onto the page because I'm very self-critical about things. And I figure if I'm going to be mad at anybody, I should be mad at me, because with how mad I can get sometimes, if I let my temper go, like I don't need to put that on other people.
Right.
You know?
Okay.
So it's one of those weird things where it happens organically, but it's just like it's part of my framework. Like my entire family, my dad, my uncles, my grandfather, all terribly tempered people.
Okay, so basically you have that kind of heat. I know that's the word you use for your like writing zone, but you have that kind of like passion inside, and that just kind of like comes out in your writing.
Yeah, totally. I mean, passion is a good word to describe it because my family also is known for our loud, booming voices that we have. We speak very from like the diaphragm. Okay. For some reason, it like runs in my family.
Throat voice.
And so I'm having to temper myself right now from getting too loud and animated, or else I'd probably blow out people's speakers.
Damn. Okay. Good to
We're
know.
just passionate people.
Okay. Awesome. Have you considered singing, or do you do much singing with such a lovely voice?
I sing an awful lot. It's kind of a little secret in my family, mainly from my wife and I. Like my wife's the only person who's ever heard me like really sing things. Like usually it's in the car, and we're just like riding somewhere, and I'll just be like singing like Broadway tunes.
Just, right on,
yeah. Oh, we're all about that life.
Music
theater.
Yeah. One of the first stories I ever wrote, this was before anything, was about how I was almost run down by someone who was texting and driving while I was walking to school one day. And it was basically just a condemnation of this girl driving this BMW. And I was like, there's a lot of things that you can do in the car. I personally choose to just sing as loud as I possibly can to songs that I absolutely love. Yeah. And so that was one of the first things that I ever wrote, was about singing in the car, and this jerk who almost ran me down.
Yeah. Love it.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Yeah. Well, I suppose at this point, I wanted to ask you, you had mentioned in one story, Folie à Deux, about your wife, Sarah. Sarah is my hero, and I tell her that every day with the 3 most dangerous words in the English language. I love you. I just think that was utterly sweet. And so I just wanted to get your take on your wife here, and just kind of wrap it back up to home.
Yeah.
Oh,
bring it home.
she's gonna like this little ego boost.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
My wife is probably my favorite person in the world.
Mm-hmm.
It's mainly because of like those little intricacies that you get from knowing somebody and being as close with them as I have been with her for over a decade. And like the little sides and little things that I know that only I've seen, that only I know.
Yeah.
Like one of our secret love language words is like, instead of saying I love you, we'll say like hubba bubba, like the gum.
Oh.
And if I'm really feeling it, I'll say like Hubba Bubba Max, because that's another flavor of the gum.
Oh,
that is so cute.
that's adorable.
Hubba
Yeah,
Bubba
no,
Max.
Like any relationship has their rough moments and rough patches and moments where you fight and get in scraps and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been through plenty of hard times as a couple, and I don't know how close we've come to breaking it off, but I mean, there's been times where it seemed like it could be a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
Usually by a mistake that one of us made and has to own up for. But the most important part of it was that we were able to just kind of look in ourselves and look into each other and be like, I don't think that leaving you would be worth it. Like, I like this too much to let go.
Yeah.
And so we just kept plowing through.
Mm-hmm.
And we are inseparable. I know she could not live without me because she's told me that many times. And I know I could not live without her because she helps to keep me grounded in who I am and gives me confidence to be who I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like before I met her, I was this like really shy, like shallow guy who was like, not shallow, really shy, like reserved guy who, didn't really speak his mind very much and kind of talked a little bit like mush mouth and soft and didn't really, get his words out.
Mm-hmm.
But she helped me to realize like it's okay to be who you are. Like I found the woman of my dreams being who I was.
That's wonderful.
And so I can never thank her enough for everything she's done for me.
That's awesome. I love that. And I also really like your description of when you go through hard times, it does often come down to like a weighing it's like an analysis, like you're weighing the pros and cons and you're like, yes, this is a hard time that we're having and it sucks, but the benefits far outweigh the negatives. And it comes down to that sometimes. And so that's like putting all that, investing so much into your relationship makes the benefits usually always outweigh the negatives.
100%. And as long as you're being open and communicating with each other about things that you're maybe frustrated with or things that you think that somebody could do better, and the other person is willing to take that, criticism or whatever it may be and look at it as like, okay, this person is just wanting what's best for both of us, not necessarily as just riding my ass all the time, like the nag and wife trope.
Yep.
It like you have to look at it and look at yourself in equal honesty, because you're partnering your life with this person. You need to be able to take their word almost as much, if not more than your own word.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Completely agree. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's a means of it's a kind of trust, and it's a kind of acceptance of accepting yourself and accepting your partner. Yeah. Very well said. And,
very well said.
Thank you.
Well, I suppose I am actually out of questions for you, Jake. So at this point, I would turn it over to you and say, if you have anything you would like to say or ask us, we are at your disposal.
Yeah.
I do have a couple of questions. How long have you two known each other in general?
Oh, okay.
Hold on. Math.
We've known each other.
That would have been
for a long ass time. Maybe
it'll be
16.
20 years in 2027, I think.
Okay, so like 18 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah. That's a good question.
You guys have such good chemistry with each other.
Oh.
Well, also we met working together at Starbucks, and then we became roommates.
While we were both in school.
Yes, while we were both in school. And then we lived together, and then, Kim was in there because Kim was my best friend and always over here too.
Oh.
Yeah. And then, but also she worked at Starbucks.
Yeah.
So
I
it's
met
just like a
Rachel and Kim
triangulation.
the same day, actually,
Yeah.
I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. And then,
Exhausting.
yeah. And then, well,
Sorry, that came off mean.
what did he say?
Wait, what did you say?
I said that sounds exhausting.
It is.
I mean,
Both of them
I didn't
the
want to
same
say anything.
No,
But
I wasn't going to be the one to say it, but anyway, and then Kim and Matt just fell in love and have this romance. Well, then whenever I moved back from Mongolia, I lived with Kim, and then Matt was of course in there in the mix all the time too, and yeah, the rest is
Awesome.
history.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
Like I figured you guys had a long-standing friendship because, like I said, you guys talk like it on the podcast.
Yeah. We know each other quite well.
yeah, some may say too well.
Some could. That could be said. Mm-hmm.
And then I have an individual question, I think, for each of you.
Okay.
Okay.
So Matt, you mentioned in a couple of the episodes about being a musician of some form. What's that all about?
So my early college career was I was going to school for music performance in trumpet orchestral repertoire. So I was a classical trumpet player. So I was, not to toot my own horn,
Quite good.
I was pretty good. And the main thing that kept me from pursuing that career was I learned to hate my instrument, and I just couldn't really stand the sound of it anymore. So as a musician, it's kind of hard to enjoy something that just puts your nerves on edge like that. So had to find something else to do. So
that makes so much sense now. Like I remember a story I wrote called Grandmother Said, which was about a harsh teacher. And in that episode, you talked about how some people use very harsh means to get the best out of a student, and sometimes it breaks people. And you mentioned a subject that you didn't like anymore because of a teacher that you.
Yeah, absolutely. That was 100% factor in that decision as well. There's just too many bad memories wrapped up around it, but.
Right. But I think it's important to note that Matt is also a very good piano player.
And I've actually played piano much, much longer than I have trumpet. So I started piano whenever I was in first grade, actually. My sister and I both grew up playing piano. And it was something I took lessons up until high school and then stopped that in lieu of pursuing trumpet. And then through college, it was obviously trumpet. So I did like the orchestra, the jazz bands, the brass quintets, the wind ensemble, just anything that I could. I did not do marching band in college, but that's just because I was too committed otherwise. But whenever I dropped trumpet, it was about 2 or 3 years later that I ended up getting a piano from a local university, actually Lubbock Christian University. Like they moved out of a building, they left some pianos, and this guy's like, like $100, it's yours.
Nice.
And so I ended up with a piano, had to move it. Those things are heavy.
Yeah.
And so since then, like I just started playing again, and it's been so wonderful.
Yeah.
That's something that I really did miss doing frequently. So
and it's kind of great because we can all enjoy your piano playing. Whereas, I mean, I guess I feel like it's harder to just background music entertain people on the trumpet.
It's such a dominating instrument.
It is.
Yeah.
But if you're just like over there playing piano, it's just very easy, just fits into like a group setting.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. I always wanted to play piano, and I could never get past just like plinking around on things that sounded kind of pretty.
Yeah.
So,
and honestly,
has the focus of it.
That I feel like that's all you need. Just plink around on things that you think are pretty. It's not for anybody else. It's just for you. And that was something I had to really come to terms with. Like, this is for me.
Yeah.
This isn't for you guys. This is for me. Because it is such a performative thing. It's easy to remove yourself and what it is that you want from music.
Oh yeah. Okay, so my question for Rachel then. Let's see. I had a couple, but I think I'll just stick with one of them. So you have mentioned several times, like, going different places like Mongolia or, all around the world. You seem very well traveled.
Yes.
Do you feel like being well traveled in the way that you are and seeing so many different things and living so many different lives and experiences gives you a better insight into maybe not only writing, but also for your job, or not your job, but your, this project of You Write, where it gives you a different perspective and what kind of perspective that would be on like what you're reading and what you can take from a story.
Oh man, that's a complex question. Okay, so as far as reading other people's stories, yes, I definitely, because I've been exposed to and convinced of so many different like worldviews and belief systems that, before would just seem really foreign and like weird to me and like, well, what the hell? But I've seen a lot of what we would consider weird things. And so reading stories, I guess, yeah, I'm like more open to whatever people want to write, and more like, okay, yeah, that's what they feel. That's what they believe, So I think it definitely helps with my reading. As far as my writing, like, I don't know. I feel like it could actually like hurt my writing.
Really?
Yeah, because, okay, so here's the thing. Here's just me. That's just how I think. Whenever I'm writing, if I feel very, very passionate about something, it's much easier for me to write about it. Like if I feel really strongly about something, but it's like the more I see and the more I've experienced, the more like open my mind has become. It's almost like having a more narrow perspective, like kind of concentrates the emotion and makes it easier to like really pontificate about something. But then whenever you've seen so many things and your mind has been so open and you kind of your mind becomes so open that like your brain falls out, Yeah. And you're just kind of like, I don't know, like who cares? It's like I've been slapped down so many times in cultural contexts for my strong beliefs. I've been like, just disciplined to the point that I'm just like, I don't know. It's kind of hard to have like very, very strong beliefs. Does that make sense at all?
Really
Am I being a weirdo?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It does in a way. Like I'm trying to think of how I think I know what you're saying, that you feel it's something I struggled with for a while, why I didn't like really continue writing and why I didn't think I could write as a career.
Yeah.
Because I had a problem with like the value of my own voice and my own beliefs.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's exactly it. It's like the value, you start questioning the value, like you said, of your own voice and beliefs. And I have mentioned in the past that I struggle with nihilism sometimes. And that's part of it, of just being like, whatever. I don't know, Well,
I get it. Well, especially in the world we live in, it's hard to care sometimes.
Yeah. It's like I care, but I have a hard time conjuring up strong emotions like I used to be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like part goes like, well, that sucks, but that's just, too bad. And I got to keep doing me because that's the most secure thing I have in this world is my own life and my own choices.
Kind of. Yeah. It's more like, I don't even know. I don't know. It's hard. I'm speaking in very abstract terms right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to explain, but yeah.
Yeah. And if this is, too much to get into right now, I understand.
No, it's not. It's just, that's it. It's just, I don't know if I'm making sense, but that would be my answer to that question. I think that my reading has benefited from all of my varied experience in other countries, and my writing might have suffered. Kind of like my English language skills have suffered from learning other languages. Yeah, like I will forget words in English. My spelling skills, I used to be so good. I went to the county spelling bee, but now after learning different alphabets, my spelling skills have gone down. Yeah. I think it's the same type of thing.
For a while.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's only so much room.
Yeah, I learned Spanish in high school, and that messed up my grammar for a while.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of the weird things you start thinking about how you would do it in the other language. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I started, when I came back from Mongolia, I started speaking Spanish like Yoda, according to Kim. Yeah, because I was doing the Mongolian word order, of putting the verb at the end of the sentence. And Kim would just laugh at me when I would say something in Spanish because she's like, you sound like Yoda. Because I'm like, happy I am. Or something.
Baño de donde es.
Yeah. Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
Well, cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really have too many more things I think I need to question on. If we're getting towards the end, I just want to throw out a thank you to you guys for having me on. It's been just the ultimate good time that I've had.
Yay.
Thank you to all the other participants in this podcast. It is so great to have a pool of very talented, very passionate writers at my disposal to, kind of look at their work and see things I could improve on, but also get feedback for my own creativity. And it really is, it's a confidence booster, and it's given me kind of a new outlook on life in some ways.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. And really great to hear.
Yeah, so good to hear.
Yeah, so validating.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Jake, for joining us, and thank you for your participation since episode 10.
Yeah.
You've been with us for over 60 episodes now, participated throughout Novel Bember. I just wanted to thank you for taking time to join us every week and to sit down and chat with us here today.
Yes, thank you so much, Jake. This was awesome.
Oh, it's totally awesome. You guys are a blast. This is a blast. I can't wait to see what other hijinks we get into with the other people on this channel.
Oh hell yeah.
It's going to be great.
It's going to get into some shenanigans, bitch.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, awesome. Thank you, Jake, again. And we look forward to more stories in the future. And just hang around in the Discord channel. You'll probably see other people pop in as interviews start happening. And you're more than welcome to hang out and listen in on these interviews.
Yes.
So, yeah. And just kind of be a fly on the wall if you want. But
yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I kind of like the suspense.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right,
yeah. I like that too.
Well, awesome.
No, I'll definitely be checking back in here to see what stuff pops in now that I know it exists.
Yeah, absolutely. It's brand new, so we look forward to seeing what all we can cultivate here in the Discord.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're all growing together. We're seeing the growth of the podcast and everything. It's really cool to see.
Yeah,
I agree totally.
Thanks for being a part of it, Jake.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for starting it.
Bye.
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 Bye. So that's the end of our first Get to Know Yule.
Yes.
And so next up, we'll post it on the subreddit for whoever's up next on the Get to Know Yule. But I believe we got just about everybody set up for a time. Hopefully everybody can make it. Yeah. So join us next week for episode 64 for the Get to Know Yule.
Yes.
And we'll see you there.
See you there.